Hey everybody, it's Brittany, and today is another Starry Arcana video. So, this is a series that I started this year at the beginning, January 2025, where I rate the tarot and oracle decks that I receive in 2025. These are all usually purchased by me or given as gifts from family, my husband mostly. And yeah, so I rate them by 5 categories. The first one is readability. How easy can you whip out this deck and read from it? Versatility. How versatile is this deck? Can it be used for a multitude of different readings? Can it be used in a love reading? Can it be used in a finance reading? A career reading? Just can it be used in all kinds of different readings? And then we have inclusivity. How inclusive is this deck? Can anyone from any gender, race, can they pick up this deck and feel seen, feel connected to it? Then we have shuffleability. How well does this deck shuffle? This is very important to me because shuffling is how I get into the mindset to get ready to read. It's how I cleanse my decks. It gets me into that mindset. It puts me in the mood. It helps ground me to start really focusing on what I am asking cards for, what I'm trying to get out of the reading. So yeah, shuffling is important. And then we have guidebook. I love a good guidebook. I love to read, and I want to know everything I can about this deck. So how well is the guidebook written? What kind of information you get from it? Things like that. Those are the 5 key things that I look for in a deck. I don't rate the artwork because if I'm bringing it into my house, then it's because I already love the artwork. That is too subjective. And yeah, if I'm gonna buy it, I'm gonna be attracted to the artwork. So yeah, those are the 5 ratings that we are going to go through today for 3 decks. All 3 actually are tarot. So let's get started. First up is the Stardrop Spirits. So I am a huge Stardew Valley fan. I've been playing for years. I have multiple farms. I got my daughter into playing it, and we have farms together. So I was really excited to see this on Kickstarter, and I immediately backed it. Right out the gate, it is shiny, and it shuffles very nicely. We'll do a quick shuffle. Oh yes, beautiful. Beautiful. Wonderful shuffle. So we can give that a star. That's this color. I always have to keep looking. I believe, yeah. Very shuffleable. Now, readability. How well can you read this deck right out of the box? I would say that if you're not a big fan of Stardew Valley or know anything about it, it might be a little hard for you to read. However, this is a rating for me, and since I love Stardew, I think that it'll be pretty easy for me to read because, you know, this being the sun, and these are the little Juminos who, once you can get them on your farm, they'll help you. This is, I can't remember his name, but he's this little guy that lives on Ginger Island. My one thing is it is Pippi, so that can make things a little bit harder. However, I do think that it is readable. I love this being the moon. It's one of my favorite little nights when the jellyfish come out. It's like the moonlit jellyfish or something like that. It's a little event. And that's Krobus. We love Krobus. Yeah, I do wish it wasn't pips. There's so many things you can put in a Stardew Valley deck, and I just think that's a little easy way out. But I still love it. I love this judgment. Because in order to get into this casino, there's like all kinds of tasks that you need to do, and little, I wouldn't say they're like not really puzzles, but it is stuff that you need to, when you're first try, that you need to think about, like how to get a battery, where to put that battery, where to go next. So I think that's fun, that it's like you have to do all these things to gain entry, because that means Mr. Q is judging you while you're doing all this stuff. Okay, so I will give it a star for readability. I think that's fair. Versatility. So I think that, I don't know if this could be used in any type of reading. I feel like this is very niche, and I would really have to be in a mood to do a Stardew reading. I don't think I would pull this for like, say, a love reading, you know. Well, I just landed on the Lovers, and I do love this Lovers card because in Stardew there are a bunch of different romanceable characters, and you do have a choice. You can choose who to romance. You have to get them up to a certain level, and once they're there, you have to go and buy this little shell from, it's a necklace, a shell necklace. You have to buy it from this guy that's on the beach, but he's only there on rainy days. So you do have to wait, especially if it's in winter, because it never rains in winter. Yes, I find that's pretty cool. Yeah, so I don't think this is very, very versatile. Up next, we have, I just want to keep shuffling it. Inclusivity. I think that the only people that would want to pick up this type of decks, or the only people that would want me to read for them with this deck, would be people who love Stardew Valley, or at least enjoy it, or know the game enough to feel like they have some type of bond with the game. So I don't think it's very inclusive in that way, because if you don't know the game, then why would you want me to read for you with this deck, right? So we won't give it a star for that. And guidebook. Okay, so the thing about the guidebook, I do have some thoughts on it. I am very disappointed with this guidebook. Okay, I don't like to rant or make anything, you know, negative, but if you're gonna do a Kickstarter and you're gonna talk about how much you love this game and how many hours you put into it and how much it meant to you, which is wonderful, then why would you give me a guidebook that has little to no information about the game? I want to know why you chose the characters you did. I want you to talk to me about how the reason you chose these things, and how it relates to tarot for you, and the fact that this is not it. Even like, so for the courts, you get a little bit of a write-up. But when you get to like, this is what you get for the cups and the clubs, which are the wands. Like, how can you do that? Give me nothing. Why? Why would you do that? Like, give me more. Okay, let's just see what it says for the wizard. The wizard symbolizes incredible power, manifestation, and the extraordinary ability to transfer your dreams. Okay, it is so basic. Okay? Like, why aren't you telling me more? Why aren't you telling me why you chose what you chose? Like, how can you how can you create a fandom deck and have a guidebook that is so lackluster? But at least there is a guidebook, so I will give it a half star for that. Okay, so what did we say? We are giving it a star. We're not giving it the versatility star, but we are going to give it a half guidebook. Okay, let me get my my book out and we'll tally this up. Okay, Stardrop Spirits, 2.5 stars. I will say that I am allowed to change my opinion depending on how I like pull decks this year. If I end up using it more, if it becomes more versatile, just, you know, we'll see. I'm always allowed to add on stars or even take stars away, which I've never done yet. I've only added so far, but, you know, this is all for me. This is all my opinion, so I'm allowed to change my mind. Okay, next up, I had some Barnes & Noble credit because I'm a Barnes & Noble member, so I get like $5 pretty much every time I, where's she at? I'm gonna fix that. Every time I like order or go over there and purchase, you know, I get like $5 and it adds up, and, you know, I had some credit, so I decided to treat myself to the Mythic Tarot. I've been wanting this deck for a while. I've always put it off because I really wanted to get the older version. It just never happened. I think I found it once for a decent price and it ended up being just for the guidebook, and that was sad. So yeah, I decided, you know what, I'm gonna get it. I know it's not the artwork that I like, but I absolutely love Greek mythology. I have a lot of Oracle and Tarot. I have a good bit of Tarot decks for Greek mythology, and I wanted to add this in with that collection because I love it. And right off the bat, when I first opened it, I hated the cardstock. Ooh, I hate the cardstock. That is my biggest complaint. It is sticky and it just does not feel good. Y'all, it does not. This is not it. So yeah, I hate the cardstock. But you know what? It's not one of the star ratings, so, but just to get that over with. And oh my gosh, okay, look at this guidebook. You are a big mama jamma with all kinds of amazing and interesting, I started reading it, information. Like, oh, I love this. You get, for every single card, even the minors, you get an awesome write-up. You even get a little divination level. I believe there's spreads. We love a good spread. Yes. Ooh, look at that. You even have some notes for reading. This is a wonderful guidebook. And I'm really, really excited to dive deeper into this. So for sure, nice big fat star for the guidebook. So let's do another quick one, the shuffleability. Oh. Even though it does shuffle okay, I just hate touching those cards. I hope that I can kind of like break it in and this gets better. But it is shuffleable. I can overhand it. I can riffle. It gets a little sticky though. But it's doable. So yes. Shuffleability. That's this color. It's there. Readability. I think, again, kind of like with the Stardrop spirits, if you are not very knowledgeable with Greek mythology, you might not be able to read this. However, I wouldn't say that I'm super knowledgeable, but I do know some. You know, like right off, I'm pretty sure that is not something. The person who's a really big narcissist. I thought it would be funny if they had like Echo somewheres in here spying, but I don't see Echo. So for me, I think it's readable. And I think even if you didn't know Greek mythology, you could probably definitely still read it. It looks very similar to a Rider-Waite-Smith clone. You know, Pandora opening the box. Right? Victory, that is I don't remember who did that. Jason? Or Hercules? Let me see. I don't remember. Jason, okay. See, I doubt myself. But anyway, you could tell he's celebrating, you know. Yeah, it's definitely readable, for sure. Readability. We'll give it to it. All right. Versatility. I think, yes. Because I can use this kind of deck for, oh God, Greek mythology and love. I mean, tragic love mostly, but yes, definitely. I think it would make a great any type of reading. So yeah, I totally think that it is versatile. Is it inclusive? Again, just like with Stardew, I would not be able to pull out this deck for someone who has no idea about Greek mythology. Well, I could read for them. I personally, when I read for others, like to think about if they're going to connect with the deck. So I don't think it's inclusive, because I would only read, if I wasn't reading for myself, I would only want to read for someone who knew and loved Greek mythology, because it gives that extra layer for them. So no. So we got a solid 4 stars for the Mythic Tarot. I almost want to give it a half star just because I hate the cardstock so much, but that seems really mean. Can I give a half star for shuffleability because I hate the way it feels in my hands? I think I might. I think I will. I can do what I want. One moment while I update my book. Okay, last up is the Mindscapes Tarot. A friend and I, one of my bestest girlfriends, she is also my soon-to-be sister-in-law. We went to Barnes & Noble for a work trip. The internet was acting a little funky, and she had to bring her daughter out to her like little internship for summer, and so we decided to bring our laptops and work from Barnes & Noble, and it was so much fun. I had such a great time. And this deck had just came out, I think, the day before, or at least it definitely came out that week. It either came out like Tuesday or Wednesday, and I was there Thursday, and it was still in the back of Barnes & Noble. They didn't even have it out on the shelves yet, and I was really, really excited. So it's the Mindscapes Tarot. I was drooling. Oh gosh, it's so pretty. That's just the backs. I was drooling over this deck whenever it was on Kickstarter, but it was very expensive, and it was only for majors, so I didn't back it at the time, and I'm really glad I didn't, because it went mass market, and it's a full 78 card deck, and it is so beautiful. It's still in order because I just got it not that long ago. Look how gorgeous. You know, I would really love to do a side-by-side with the Majestic Earth, because I feel like it gives off those same type of vibes. You know, if there is people in it, they're like way in the back, and it's all about the scenery, and the scenery is so breathtaking. And this is all like hand drawn. I want to say they did it with maybe oil pastels, but please don't come for me. Maybe it says in the book. And look, a nice little chunky book. Oh, and journal prompts. Yes, please. Love it. And spreads. Oh yeah, this already, boom, definitely great guidebook. I really hope he says. Talking about creating the deck during COVID. Yay, I was right. It's oil pastels. Is that what I said? I think that's what I said, right? I don't know. Okay, it is oil pastels. They had the Kickstarter that launched in 2022 of February. I remember I was drooling over it. And yeah, now they have a full-on deck. Amazing. Okay, readability. Ooh. I mean, looking at this, like, this is the death card, and thinking about death, I can see it for sure, because it definitely gives off the vibes of like a battleground, an old battleground where, you know, there was a lot of death, but then came from that is, you know, it probably back then looked absolutely horrific, and it was horrific, and it was a time of mourning and loss and being scared and frightened. But, you know, as time goes, the overgrowth, you can find the beauty of moving on. Oh yeah, I mean, I could see that, right? How did I do that? Oh gosh, look at this temperance. Guys, this is so beautiful. The devil, the street lights, the call of the city, late at night when you know maybe you shouldn't be out, you don't have that much money, but you're gonna do it anyway because you're feeling bold. Yeah, I do. Let's see. Okay, let's go into, you know, majors are sometimes really easy. Let's go into the minors. Let's see. Is it readable? It is kind of pippy. Branches, I'm guessing, would be wands. Ooh. It might be a little hard to read if you can't do pip decks. Can I do a pip deck? Pretty much, yeah. Oh, it's so pretty. I feel like a half star again. Am I going to give another half star? Okay, we got branches. What else do we have? Tides. That would be cups, I'm sure. Oh my god. Drool. Oh, gorgeous. Look at that. So gorgeous. I mean, yeah, I feel like this is readable. This is definitely readable. Put yourself in the scene. How does going into this scene make you feel? Imagine you're the one standing here, excited about a new adventure, right? Standing there looking at the ocean and all the possibilities that await you, the unknown, the excitement. I mean, yeah, that's pretty. All right, what else we got? Spires, interesting. Would spires be swords? I mean, that's stones, so yeah, I would say that's pentacles. So spires would be, oh yeah, look how cool. That broken bridge, how are you gonna get across? You see that up in the distance. You were really looking forward to going. You could be like grieving that you can't go. Interesting. Oh man, that's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Okay, I've spent way too long to tell if it's readable. I'm gonna give it to it. Okay, versatile. I don't think that it would be very versatile for me. I don't know if this is the type of deck I would pull for, like, say, a love reading or a finance. I would definitely pull this for, like, a spiritual journey reading, a trying to connect with yourself again reading, maybe a where am I going in my life. I could probably even see it as a finance reading. But it's so cool. I think that's one of the extra cards, because there's like 2 extras, I believe. World. So we got the catacombs and the great work. I'm gonna have to think about how I want to incorporate that. Interesting. Okay, inclusivity. Yes, for sure. I think I can use this deck for anyone. There's nothing you really need to know, or I think anyone could connect with this deck. There's barely any people. It is all about the vibes and the feels, and yeah, for sure. Ooh, shuffleability. That's the one I'm kind of nervous about, because it's thick. Should be thick. Ooh. Very stiff. I'd have to break it up. Let's see. Okay, for now, I don't think I can give it a shuffleability, because a shuffleability star. So I have to break it into 2, and that kind of wrecks the vibe, but it's good for overhand. So I will give it for versatile. I could possibly break this in, so after a few times I work with this deck, which I want to work with this deck right now, I might changed my mind about the shuffleability. So we'll see. Because sometimes when I work real hard with a deck, it becomes shuffleable. Great example would be my Star Seeker. This was, when I first got this deck, oh my gosh, it was not shuffleable at all. But now that I work so much with it, it shuffles perfectly. Look at that. Yeah, after a while, I don't want to do upside down. I don't like, if I get a reversed card, it's because it really was meant to be reversed, because I never ever try to put reversibles in. Okay, we're not talking about this deck, but anyway, after a while I was able to make this deck shuffleable. So I'm hoping that after a while I will be able to shuffle this deck as well. What do y'all think? Should I do a video with this deck next to the Majestic Earth? Would anybody like to see that? Because I'm thinking I might do it. All right, Mindscapes is a solid. Oh, go. Don't cringe. I know that was bad. I'm usually nicer with my decks. Solid 4 stars, and the 5th is pending. I think I can work it to become shuffleable. So, okay, I'm gonna go update my book. This will be the 15th deck that I've gotten in this year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those were Oracle, and 9 of those were Tarot. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye.